Asantemaso TV, Yasomo Sompa.
Thank you very much. Right. Odeneho, Okyere, Kusi, Ntrama, Esumeja Manhene, Asanteman Benkumhene, who is representing His Royal Majesty, the Otumfou Osei Tutu II, the King of Asanteman. We acknowledge your honored presence. The Honorable Minister for Lands and Natural Resources, Mr. Samuel Abu Jinapo, thank you for coming. The Honorable Minister for Transport, Mr. Kweku Ofori Esiama. We will be joined by the Honorable Minister for Solid Minerals Development in Nigeria, Dr. Henry Oladele Alake, ambassadors, members of the diplomatic mission, CEOs, MDs, directors, industry leaders, and all distinguished invited guests and participants from across West Africa and beyond, members of the media. We welcome you all on behalf of the President and CEO of the Ghana Chamber of Mines to the 2024 WAMPOC WAMPEX Conference under the theme, The Mining and Power Hub, Driving Sustainable Investment Opportunities in West Africa. My name is Shamima Muslim. I convene the Alliance for Women in Media. I am the co-MC for today.
And my name is Winston. I'm the host of the Super Morning Show on Joy 99.7 FM, doing this with Shamima Muslim.
Thank you very much, Shamima Muslim. Odeneho, Kusi, Ntrama, so very and as I'm starting to do, our Honorable Minister, and Minister of Lands and Natural Resources. Honorable Otumfou, Minister of Transport, where we will be joining us very soon. Chair and members of the Lands Commission Board, President of the Fed, as the headquarters of the Mines, Mr. Adam Osei, representatives, ministers of the headquarters subcommittee, esteemed past and present executives of the team, and I'm still not going to Your Excellencies, and active engagement between resource companies and mining players. Ironically, developing countries, especially those in Africa, those significant mineral resources, including critical minerals. Ladies and gentlemen, the theme for the conference is mining and power hub, driving sustainable investment opportunities in West Africa. It's therefore quite apt. We have endeavored to reflect in this conference the most appropriate topics that should elicit deliberations and foster ideas to reposition mining in West Africa for broad-based economic development. On behalf of the organizers, we wish to welcome all the keynote speakers, panelists, and insights from mining and energy professionals, as well as the wisdom from traditional authorities, will constitute a worthwhile work to help us address this seeming paradox. Welcome our own Honorable Minister, Honorable Samuel Odeneho, Minister for Lands and Natural Resources. Thank you very much for coming. Thank you, Honorable Minister, for being a champion of our industry. You continue to lead the charge for us, and I hope I'll be allowed to echo what leaders in the industry say about you. First, Honorable Minister. Before I conclude, I would like to underscore our deep appreciation to our partners, the events of South Africa, as well as events and Progress International. We look forward to many more years of partnership. That not only delivers mutual value, but helps to unlock the great potential of our mining and energy resources in West Africa can be unleashed for national and supplemental development. We want to put on special record the sponsorship of several companies without whose support would not have been able to organize these conferences. MAC partners as technical sponsors, Newmont, Atlantic Lithium, Minerals Income Investment Fund, B5 Plus, and companies as main sponsors. Standard Bank as financial sponsor, and others such as One Refinery, LC, Ngovu Mining, Miwatech, CBG Consolidated Bank Ghana, Okyere Coin, and the Bank Hospital for supporting the conference. So exhibitors, we trust you both realize your objectives for the investments you have to showcase your products to the distinguished and worthy eyeballs at one of our conference 2024. At this point, it is my great pleasure to introduce the chairman of this opening ceremony, a seasoned lawyer with a diverse background and competence. He joined Otumfou in the year 2010 and has been the Vice President and Head of Legal and Compliance since March 2015. With a distinguished career in the mining industry, he has a background in law, in economics, taxation, finance. He is indeed a man of many parts. He previously lectured business law and his students at Zenith College. He is the past president of the Legal and Legislative Affairs Committee of the Ghana Chamber of Commerce. Honorable Minister, ladies and gentlemen, please let us welcome Mr. Michael Redden, a Kafia expert.
Kusi, Ntrama, and the Odeneho of the Asante Kingdom, representing His Royal Highness Otumfou Osei, Tutu, who himself happens to be one of us and a distinguished leader, mining executive, the Honorable Samuel, MP for the Asset Force, the lovely people of that country. Our sector, beloved sector Minister for Mines and Natural Resources. It's my distinguished friend. The honorable people facing industry leaders, thought leaders, experts, and stakeholders from across the Assembly and beyond. This conference, I must say, comes at a very pivotal moment for the mining and power sectors in our Assembly. And whereas our region continues to see and benefit from significant contributions of these two sectors, our people have come to expect more value creation in our industry and expect for it to be able to carry on in a more sustainable manner. Both industries are expected to appropriately respond to the challenges of our time, including those of climate change and related issues. And events like this give us the opportunity to reflect and on past achievements, present circumstances, and the challenges ahead. It allows us to share perspectives, explore opportunities, and chart a course for the future of the mining and power industries. The theme for this year's conference, the Mining and Power Hub, driving sustainable investment opportunities in West Africa, is very apt and truly underscores the importance of collaborating and creating synergies across the mining and energy sectors in our sub-region to drive the sustainable development that we all need. These two critical and interdependent sectors need to adapt to our circumstances and adopt responsible and innovative practices to enhance not just our productivity, but also promote environmental stewardship, social responsibility, and for our people who are important in community development. We have no choice but to embrace sustainable principles and practices as we navigate the complexities of our industry, ensuring that our operators benefit not only from our shareholders, but also broader society, as well as all of our stakeholders. Throughout this conference, we will delve into very topical matters, including navigating the regulatory and challenges of our industry, issues related to innovation, including artificial technology and deployment of technology, explore investment opportunities, as well as address issues of current challenges and current trends in both industries, and more particularly things related to sustainability. Through the insightful discussions that we expect to have, through the interactive sessions and lecture opportunities, I am confident that each of us will gain valuable insight and forge meaningful collaborations to drive our industry forward. And here, I know that for past participants, I'll be preaching to the convention, but just for the benefit of those who will join us for the first time, just to put out some statements related to conferences such as this particular one. 95% of professionals believe that events like one are essential to the building of long-term relationships that will ensure that their businesses thrive. In-person interactions like the one has been shown to have to lead to 34 times the chances of leads manifested into deals than any other comparable avenue. Brands that exhibit as events such as this tend to be established to be 20% more than their counterparts in groups. Of course, there's always a general conversion rate of leads into prospects into deals that I mentioned earlier. I would like to extend my sincere gratitude to our sponsors, because without them, this would not have been possible. I also appreciate and thank our partners and participants for their unwavering support and commitment to make this event a success. Representative of His Royal Majesty
Odeneho, the Honorable Minister for Gender, Children and Social Protection, Honorable Deputy Minister for Communication, representatives of the Ministers for Mines and Energy of Burkina Faso and Guinea, the Honorable Minister for Solid Minerals of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, who joined us through conference, President of the Ghana Chamber of Mines, Chief Executive Officer of the Ghana Chamber of Mines, and members of the Chamber, South African High Commissioner to Ghana, Australian High Commissioner to Ghana, and other excellencies of the members of the diplomatic corps. Ms. Angela Lis, Chief Executive Officer of the Kusi Mining Limited and Second Vice President of the Ghana Chamber of Mines, executives and captains of the mining industry, our very respected chairperson and other members of the Minerals Commission Board, conference delegates, distinguished guests, our lead sponsor, gave a very brilliant presentation. Ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of the President of the Republic, His Excellency Nana Otumfou, and the Ministry of Lands and Natural Resources, we extend our deepest appreciation and salutation to His Royal Majesty Otumfou Osei II for his continued interest and support in the exploitation and management of the natural resources of our country, which is manifested in the high-powered delegation His Majesty has sent to this morning's ceremony, led by Asantewaa Kuhine and Omaihene of Osumeja, the revered Odeneho Kusi Ntrama. We appreciate the outstanding leadership of Otumfou and will continue to count on his wise counsel and inspiration. We are also grateful to the Ghana Chamber of Mines for his seamless partnership with government in the exploitation of the mineral resources of our country, and for the invitation to address the 17th edition of the West African Mining and Power Conference and Exhibition. On behalf of the Ministry, I welcome all conference delegates and participants, particularly those visiting our country for the first time. Feel at home and take time out of your schedules to explore our vibrant capital city of Accra. The government of Ghana recognizes the pivotal role the mining and power sectors play in driving economic growth, creating employment opportunities, and contributing to national development through revenue generation. Indeed, for several years, the mining sector has been the core of our national economy. The sector has consistently been the leading source of export revenue, accounting for some 47% of our total export receipts last year. The theme chosen for this year's conference and exhibition, and I quote, "The mining and power hub, driving sustainable investment opportunities in West Africa," end quote, resonates deeply with the vision and priorities of the government of President Akufo-Addo. Since assuming office in 2017, President Akufo-Addo has championed policies aimed at making Ghana the mining hub of Africa, where all mining and mining-related activities will be centered. Today, as the leading producer of gold in Africa, host of the world's largest raised borehole, located in the historic mining town of Okyere, as a center of mine support services in the West African enclave, with 3 new large-scale mines under construction, and with several Ghanaians working in the mining industry across the world, Ghana is undoubtedly the mining hub of Africa. We acknowledge the challenges and complexities that come with this field, which we continue to work to surmount. Balancing the imperative of resource extraction with environmental protection, community development, and social responsibility is a delicate one that demands collaboration, innovation, and unwavering commitment to sustainable practices. That is why events like this that bring policymakers, industry players, and experts together are very consequential. They serve as invaluable platforms for dialogue, collaboration, knowledge sharing, capacity building, and partnership formation. These endeavors are essential for advancing our collective goals of sustainable development. In the next 3 days, we have the opportunity to explore strategies and solutions that allow us to harness the potential of our natural resources while protecting our environment and the lives and livelihoods of the millions of people who depend on the environment for subsistence. This requires close collaboration among government agencies, industry players, civil society, and local communities to ensure that our extractive activities benefit all stakeholders while safeguarding the interests of future generations. To this end, the government of Ghana continues to implement policies and programs designed to create an enabling environment to drive sustainable investment in responsible mining and power generation. We are investing in infrastructure to decentralize the operations of the Minerals Commission, the regulator of the sector, to make it more efficient in regulating and monitoring mining operations. This afternoon, I am happy to announce that I have the singular privilege of commissioning a new office complex for the Minerals Commission at Akimoda in the Eastern Region to serve the needs of the mining people in that area. An 8-story multi-purpose building with a mining laboratory and a museum in Kumasi, a 5-story complex in Tamale, a 3-story building in Bole, and many other infrastructural developments are all scheduled to be commissioned this year. We are poised to take the regulatory mandate of the Minerals Commission to where mining actually takes place, thereby promoting efficiency in service delivery and effective monitoring of mining operations. We continually review and update our regulatory frameworks to promote transparency, accountability, and good governance within the sector. And we actively engage with industry players, including the Ghana Chamber of Mines, which we recognize as our natural partners in the exploitation and management of our mineral resources, to encourage investment in sustainable technologies, practices, and initiatives that enhance operational efficiency and mitigate environmental impacts. Recognizing the importance of exploration and the lifeblood of mining, we are promoting investment in exploration to uncover new mineral reserves and sustain the long-term viability of our mining industry. We are, for example, working with the Ghana Revenue Authority and the Ghana Chamber of Mines under the guidance of Government's Economic Management Team to explore the best framework for treating critical inputs such as value-added VAT on exploration. If properly structured, it will reduce the financial burden of exploration companies, making it more attractive to invest in exploration while safeguarding the nation's interests. These initiatives underscore our commitment to creating a conducive environment for exploration investment and promoting the discovery of new mineral reserves. By incentivizing exploration, we aim to unlock the full potential of Ghana's mineral wealth, create employment opportunities, and stimulate economic growth in the mining sector and beyond. And to ensure that Ghanaians, who are by our national constitution, the owners of our mineral resources, benefit fully from these resources, we are putting in place measures to promote beneficiation and value addition, as well as local content and local participation in the industry. We have therefore, through a public-private partnership, constructed a 400-kilogram capacity gold refinery to refine the gold we produce and work on a $450 million manganese refinery will commence in August. We are also in the process of enacting legislative instrument pursuant to Section 28 of the Ghana Integrated Aluminium Development Corporation Act 2018 at 976 to restrict the export of bauxite in its raw form. This will enable us to leverage on our over 900 million metric tons of bauxite resources to build an integrated aluminium industry here in Ghana. In the area of local content and local participation, we are working with the Ghana Chamber of Mines to ensure that Ghanaians own and participate fully across the value chain of the mining industry. Last month, for example, the first and only company licensed to mine lithium in Ghana, Atlantic Lithium Limited, listed on the Ghana Stock Exchange with over 600 million ordinary shares to give Ghanaians the opportunity to own part of this company and its operations. We are confident that in the next few years, more of the members of the chamber will list on the Ghana Stock Exchange to give Ghanaians a share in these operations and businesses. Reasonable and substantial indigenization of the Ghanaian mining industry is in our collective interest. We must pursue this together. Many of us should know that the successes we have made have been with the active collaboration of the Ghana Chamber of Mines and its members, both individually and collectively. We must therefore cherish our relationship and appreciate that we are not adversaries, but partners working toward the same goal of exploiting our mineral resources for the benefit of all stakeholders. I salute my good friend, the dynamic and ever-present Chief Executive Officer of the Ghana Chamber of Mines, Mr. Suleiman Okyere, for his leadership and solidarity, even though he can be a pain in the neck when he pursues you to get things done for the chamber, albeit ultimately for the good of all of us. We must continue to work together. Distinguished guests, we must continue to work together to overcome the challenges that confront the industry, including the issue of illicit financial flows. While the recent report by Integrated Social Development Center, ISOE, and the Global Financial Integrity, that our country loses millions of dollars through illicit financial flows in the gold industry is disturbing. It confirms previous reports that the extractive sector continues to be the major contributor to illicit financial flows from the African continent. As we work to drive sustainable investment opportunities, we must ensure that these investments benefit host communities who bear the immediate consequences of our operations. Distinguished guests, Africa has home to 30% of the world's mineral reserves, including 91% of the platinum group of metals, 79% of phosphate rock, 53% of cobalt, 46% of manganese, 35% of chromium, 25% of bauxite, 21% of graphite, 6% of copper, and a substantial deposit of other minerals like lithium, iron ore, and rare earth elements, is ready to promote optimal exploitation of these mineral resources to underpin broad-based sustainable growth and socio-economic development in accordance with the noble objectives of the African mining vision. We are determined to jettison the age-old policy of quote, dig and ship, end quote, and embrace the framework that advances value addition and beneficiation. Your Royal Highness, Nana Esumajamai, Honorable Ministers, Excellencies, Chief Executive President and Chief Executive Officer of the Ghana Chamber of Mines, Conference Delegates, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. In conclusion, ensuring sustainable national development is not just a choice. It is a responsibility we owe to our people and the planet. This conference gives us another golden opportunity to renew our commitment to this worthy cause through sustainable investment in the mining and power sectors of our country. Let us therefore seize this unique opportunity to deepen our understanding, broaden our perspectives, and strengthen our partnerships to build a more prosperous, equitable, and sustainable future for all. For us, as managers of our natural resources, we will continue to work to adopt a common position on the exploitation and management of these resources and discharge our duties with dedication, competence, integrity, transparency, candor, and optimal good faith for the benefit of our people. Ghana, as the beacon of democracy in Africa, where the rule of law, the principles of democratic accountability are ingrained into their body politic, and with an open society, vibrant economy, and resilient democratic institutions, is ready to work with all stakeholders to leverage on our resources to leapfrog our development. We call on all of you, industry players, to partner us on this exciting journey. Indeed, we can do this together, and let's do it. thank you for your attention, and I wish you fruitful deliberation. Thank you very much.
Ladies and gentlemen, Odeneho Kusi Ntrama and Asanteman, they himself a man with lots of expertise in mind to be a special guest of honor today. Shall we, at this moment, welcome Odeneho Kusi Ntrama, the Sujamani, and the
the Minister for Lands and Natural Resources and MD for Kabango, who also happens to be the son of Otumfou Safety. Honorable Dr. Siama, Minister for Transport. Honorable Aleke, who Conference of Nigeria, the Minister for Solid Minerals Development of the Republic of Nigeria. Kumar Napoleon, Honorable Deputy Minister for Mines and Natural Resources, the Republic of Australia, President of ADUANA, Mr. Adam Sodo, Representative and Ministers of ECOWAS, the President and Past Presidents of the Chamber, other executives and members of the diplomatic corps, CEOs and captains of the industry, I can see 90 of most of the companies that I've worked with, see Humont, see Algo Shanti, see Lord Frank, Takuma, my learned and older brother, senior, also the University of Edu. And occupant of the golden stool of the Ashanti Kingdom. My king would have loved to be here to do this presentation because he loves such conferences that is engaging, respectful, and a robust way. Unfortunately, due to other equally committed engagements, he couldn't be here today. He's tasked me to deliver the speech on his behalf. And as a mine engineer, I'm honored and humbled to do just that. I must say, my Lord sends this or shows his appreciation for all those that joined him or have been part of his 25 years on the Golden Stool. This year, we also celebrated the 150th year of the Segranti War, where Kumasi was taken unprovoked by the British, and artifacts were looted and taken out of Africa. Through his good work and the work of some previous ancestors, we've been able to see the return of some of these artifacts. So I encourage you, now that you're in Ghana, for foreigners or visitors, to visit the Nation Museum to have first glimpse of some of the artifacts that we returned. A show of ingenuity of our people. You would wonder how were they able to craft such kind of artifacts with what machinery. But it shows that civilization has been with us here in Africa, here in West Africa. And we should continue to be proud of ourselves and appreciate that. I also want to take this opportunity to congratulate the chairman for the good work done in organizing this function.
Vision.
They've done it severally, and for the 17th time, it's still a success.
Vision.
Thank you. And everybody that supported in making this gathering a success
Vision.
will contribute to future intergenerational heritage.
Vision.
I want to situate this discussion for my Lord as this. If we look at the West African region, from Sierra Leone all the way to Nigeria,
Vision.
we find in Guinea, water, the Niger, that takes its source from there, all the way around through Niger, through Nigeria, and ends up in the ocean, at the Delta Basin. We also have the Volta River.
Vision.
That takes some water all the way from Cote d'Ivoire, Kenya, through Ghana, and end up in the ocean at Kenya. Just across, we've got the Senegal and the Gambia rivers also flowing in that direction.
Vision.
Source of power, source of water, for the mining industry. We have the ocean, transport to get material to West Africa.
Vision.
Obviously, the big missing link, road infrastructure, railway, and other areas that we should look at
Vision.
in trying to harness and complete mineral resources in the South Africa. We should not only stay here in West Africa.
Vision.
We should look through to other parts of Africa. The DRC, where lots of research has been done by the World Bank, to be able to harness energy from the DRC all through West Africa,
Vision.
ending up in Liberia. If we go to mine box, and I know we're mining more, which requires a lot of energy,
Vision.
then this is a forum for us to meet, gauge robustly and respectfully to be able to make this happen. We shouldn't shy away from the investment that we want to put here.
Vision.
We can do it because we've done it before,
Vision.
and we should continue. Local ownership and participation in the extractive sector is crucial for our own development.
Vision.
The reason being, if we own our resources and we keep the money, we will see faster progress in our development than what has happened in some years back.
Vision.
And I was listening to like a country that I would say I grew in, was 10 years of my money career in South Africa. The mines are owned, they're listed on the stock exchanges in Johannesburg.
Vision.
They are able to use that money or resources to develop the entire country. Johannesburg, typical mining town, that has now grown into a hub. Accra, or West Africa, can overtake it if we keep the money here in the place.
Vision.
We should encourage. I heard the minister say we need to start listing on stock exchanges. I'm proud. Atlantic region in Uganda.
Vision.
Companies that come to invest in West Africa, by all means, should not shy away and should not be scared of doing that. Be safe, and it's good to keep your money here.
Vision.
We have money to buy. If you don't give us the opportunity to buy listing, we may not see the benefits of money. Community involvement, very crucial,
Vision.
in the sense that we don't use people, we're going to, who knows where the resources are,
Vision.
and are resilient, and are prepared to help. anytime we get into our communities, let's treat them with respect. Let's enjoy them. Respect their cultural heritage. And through that, you will get your social function, peace to work. It may not be easy, but through constant collaboration and talks, you should be able to succeed. Employment, I've mentioned that already, because speakers have. Ghana, I don't think there's any country in the world that you go and you don't find a Ghanaian working there. I'm not saying we should all come back. We'll be glad if they get. But all the same, we have the capacity. And in areas that we don't have, I believe through training and development, we should be able to harness that energy of people to help us meet the challenges in the mining industry. We are all getting clever now in terms of technology, artificial intelligence. If we don't have the capacity, we can only simple. And we can always train people here to be able to help. We are ready. Local procurement, sure we're doing it very well. Through the chamber, we're going to make sure that most of the materials required to work in the mining industry are locally sourced. And especially when we get into the mining operations services area, I'm so glad that tailings dams have been added to categories of works that are left for local. Previously, medical services and even janitorial services and catering were all looking for foreign companies. We need the money. Bring engagers, partners, and we should be able to drive some of these things forward. Infrastructure development is key, and I think I've mentioned it. With the vast resource of water for power generation, greener energy I'm talking about, and then looking at the amount of sun that we have here, we should be able to harness solar. Rail lines, very important. I'm sure there's a rail line from Cote d'Ivoire to Abidjan to Burkina, Ouagadougou. Ghana is busy constructing on our Minister of Railways for here to give us some feedback. But if we're able to do this, we'll be able to bring down the cost. Because transport is key to enable us to carry all these big, heavy equipment and bulky equipment up north, west or south. I remember working in the DRC in a place in Walla, which was one of our locals' property that was acquired 20 years back. And to get material to Walla could take you 3 months. Because whatever you need, you'll have to come to the East Coast, you'll have to travel to Kenya, get into DRC, get out of DRC, get into Uganda, and then back into the DRC. And there are no roads. So we can make it. One day shutdown or one day production shut for a mine. It's a lot of money. We need that infrastructure. We need the security to allow people to talk to governments, across borders, to allow the smooth flow of mining equipment into other parts of West Africa, through Ghana, maybe. But any country that is prepared to have that infrastructure in, especially north, the landlocked countries. The African mining vision stipulates, among other things, that Africa's mineral resources play a transformative role in the continent's development, fostering sustainable economic growth and socio-economic development. The aim seeks to harness the continent's vast mineral wealth to drive prosperity and eradicate share prosperity and sustainable development. Ladies and gentlemen, more work needs to be done to strengthen the institutions and governance frameworks. And I'm sure we'll continue to do that. We have policies and procedures that are looking into this particular direction. And we need to make sure we emphasize that in everyday deliberations as we continue to invest. On the small-scale mining sector, governments and extractive sectors form a proactive part in making this successful. If we look at environmental degradation, the CEO mentioned that it's not only environment degradation that we need to make sustainable, but it still plays a key role, whether we like it or not. And those are areas that large companies should look at how they can assist small companies to do better. I remember when I was in school, somewhere in Okyere, the consolidated diamond company of Ghana used the tribute system to get diamonds. And they did it very well because consolidated support the artisanal miners to mine well, environmental farming, and to the diamonds. We need to have ways or ask for ways to collaborate with government how we can do this. It's always challenging when it comes to safety of these small artisanal miners. But one artisanal miner there is one too many. You can't look and turn away. At the end of the day, they are mining. So whether small mining, big scale miners, we all need this together. The nexus between mining and power is evident. And I'm talking sustainable power. If we're able to go to greener power, and lots of it, we should be able to bring down the cost. Power is expensive, and without it, we cannot melt, we cannot smelt. And here we've put up a refinery, and this is going to take lots of energy to be able to do that. So people in the power sector, look for these opportunities to bring more power into West Africa and connect the grid. Like if Ghana is down, Burkina Faso should be able to produce, Cote d'Ivoire should be able to produce, Niger is able to produce waste, plutonium or uranium in their nuclear plants. Why can't we do that? We shouldn't only focus on the already existing infrastructure. We need to go greener. As fossil fuels slowly get out of the way, we should be able to replace it. When I was listening, Ghana's petroleum extraction is gone down. It means that there will come a point in time where we need to double it up through other sources, whether wind, solar, uranium, or any other forms that we can take. This may require regulatory reforms, but I'm sure during the next 2 days in this conference, we should be having discussions on that. Public-private partnerships, capacity building, infrastructure development, I've already mentioned. As an industry, and I'm taking myself out of it already because I'm no longer there, so I can see that. I mean, the mining companies, power companies cannot afford not to take care of the planet. Reversing this situation must be a matter of highest priority. You should therefore feel it as a duty and to demonstrate that mining and power generation can be carried out in a sustainable manner without gathering any environmental
issues. Do not shy away from this. Tackle this issue with rigor, and I urge you to consider a delegation to look at the entire West African landscape. I know Ghana, we've done a lot. Just to understand the extent of devastation to the environment and our water bodies from illegal or say artisanal small scale mining. I entreat you to commit to a sustainable practice in mining and to respect the environment and uplift our communities. We need investment that will not only yield economic returns, but also contribute to the long-term prosperity of our country and the entire West African side. In addition, mining companies compete with agriculture. It's an area that will be more often ignored or will not pay attention to. But if you look at the extent of our tailings, we compete for land from agriculture. And this is where, Minister, maybe through your, you should start looking at more vertical lifts, problem engineering, and not just go for horizontal tailings. Waste drop downs also compete for land. Solution: why are we not reminding tailings dams or giving that sand away to the construction industry for them to make blocks, sandcrete, and use them in building? Instead of the sand industry now attacking the rivers just to mine sand when there's plenty of sand on our tailings. How do we use technology to make sure that tailings that they're going to take away will not contain any dangerous minerals, pollutants? But that's a source of wealth sitting. I know we say one day we'll go back and mine the gold. But let's build houses of gold and we'll all be millionaires using tailings. Conclusion, it cannot be overemphasized that government, both large and small scale sectors, investors, NGOs, all have a role to play in making the theme of this 17th edition of One Place, One Vote a success. Let's engage in possible practical respect. I wish you all productive and inspiring conference. Thank you very much.
This way, sir.
No, Mark, please.
No, let's just stand here. Hello, my lady. How are you? So we are here with Majesty Executive of Otumfou delegation from the Spectre Exhibition. What do you have to tell us?
Ntrama TV, yes, so Mosompa.